Ich bin hier gerade auf etwas gestoßen. Meine lieben Indigos, das müssen wir uns geben, zusammen. Ich habe gerade angefangen, vielleicht eine Minute oder so schon reingeguckt, aber lass uns mal den Rest zusammen gucken.
水上可以开，反过来也可以开，泡在水里面。
Yes, dude. Like, it's an extensive list. It's been released, and I don't know how we missed this, because that happened. Okay, it got released in the UK, dude. Okay, I don't know how everybody missed this, but it got released in the UK. I saw no one reporting on this, but we're going to talk about it right now because we have two, obviously this the Epstein list has been reignited by the conflict between Elon and Trump yesterday, which culminated in Elon Musk saying that the reason why they are not releasing the Epstein list is because Trump is on it, right? Is what they said. So we have Jeffrey Epstein's attorney responding to that claim here. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to go through the list that was released in the United Kingdom, and it is an extensive list, dude. Like, it's an extensive list. This is not like some kind of like fake story where there's not a lot of meat to it. It's big, okay?
Anscheinend wird es jetzt ernst.
Now, does that mean that like all of the information's out? No. Most likely you're going to have a lot more information coming, from the United States government, but you also have to be very skeptical of what's coming now, because I just watched the Kash Patel on Rogan. I'm going to do a completely separate video on this, but he was talking about how they have footage that proves that Epstein did actually unalive himself. His answers to the questions that Joe was asking were unsatisfactory. Bottom line, unsatisfactory. Now, I like Kash Patel. I like Dan Bongino, and I trust them. I trust them. I don't necessarily trust that they are telling the truth about this, but what I do trust is I trust their I don't know, their morals or whatever. Like, so if they are lying about this, there has to be a reason that they now found out about once they're on the other side of the veil. Okay, like them, because okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, perfect example. So Rogan, who always prepares for these guys, is like, if you want to go on Rogan and you want to say, for example, that you're going to get better immunity from this thing than having gotten the thing yourself, and you're a doctor that's on certain big name media outlets, you better come prepared, because Rogan is going to have studies, he's going to have all of these things ready.
Fair use, y'all. Ne? Jesse on Fire ist die Quelle, wo ich das her habe. Ihr seht die Überschrift. Jetzt wird's interessant.
You're going to have to answer those questions, And so with Kash Patel talking about the the Epstein, you're not supposed to say that word, self-harm or whatever, but he came prepared to ask the questions that Kash Patel should be able to answer. Example, what do you think about this medical examiner with these, this like laundry list of credentials, who said in 50 years he had never once seen a person with the specific injuries that Epstein showed in his autopsy, and that be the result of self-harm, that this is always the result of strangulation in a homicide. And Kash Patel's like, oh, I'm not familiar with that report. And you're like, you're not familiar with that report? And Joe's like, it's in the New York Times, dude. It's in the New York Times. And then, the fact that they're saying that there's, the camera, like, oh, they have a video of this that's going to prove it. And if you've been paying close attention to this case, you already know the reason that you should be very suspicious of that claim is because they've said a million times that the guards had like fallen asleep, and then something happened to the video feed, which is like the shadiest thing ever. Something happened to the video feed. It's like, oh yeah, it's a craziest coincidence. The videos are always working, but then, gosh, the night that Epstein ended up dying, who was already on suicide watch, somehow all the feeds died. And you're like, all right. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if you're one of those prison guards, it sounds like you're a collaborator. You better like move to Antigua or something, because if you are not paying attention to how these guys do business, if you do a job like that for them, they're gonna knock you off, dude. Like you are going to be an actual one of these, you know? Well, I mean, they're gonna say you were one of those, right? But so Joe asked him about that. He's like, but what? He's like, so we had been told that the camera feeds were all out. You know, it was one of the reasons why people were suspicious. And Cash is like, oh, I don't know about that. Where did you see that? I don't know about that report. You're all, dude, you're the director. There is no question that we should ask you about this case that you're like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, that's not an acceptable answer if you're the director of the FBI and you're telling us that you have a definitive answer about this situation, especially given the fact that you're claiming that you have evidence, which we had been told for years did not exist due to malfunction, which is one of the reasons why everyone was so suspicious.
Korruption like a motherfucker, man.
Now you just have a magic video and you don't even know, supposedly, that it had been reported that the video feed had gone out, you know? And you never heard about these alternative autopsies when everyone knows about that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Okay? So, like, to me, what the entire episode of Bongino and Cash Patel saying, like, oh yeah, no, he definitely is, it makes me think that Jeffrey Epstein was not, in fact, an agent of that other country in the Middle East, and he was probably one of ours, like a deep operative, you know, that works in like the blackest, darkest places that have always been, you know, considered essentially necessary. Like, we live in a very, very dangerous and evil world in a lot of ways, you know, and the masses being able to live their lives ignorant of that and feel safe, you know, to where they have the freedom and the ignorance to protest these kind of things that are like kind of stupid and don't really matter, is because the evil is kept at bay, right? And if you want to play in that realm, you need a monster, because you need a monster to play with those monsters. So to me, it just them coming out with this whole thing, it does not convince me that he actually whacked himself out. It convinces me that once on the other side of the veil, they found out. It was like, dude, like this is actual for real American national security. In addition to the fact that this is what we were actually, you know, they read them into that. They're like, this is what we were using him for. And they show some of the benefits that led to. They're like, look, we got this guy. There was a conflict in the Middle East. You want to know how we made that go away? Threatened him with this.
Und der größte Fehler beim Haus.
Ja, da soll man jetzt zur Liste kommen. Das ist das, was mich mehr interessiert.
Saved 100,000 lives right there. And it's like, oh shit, you know, and they're like, get everybody off our back, dude. Like, this is, you know, even if they're like, he's alive. I mean, I don't know. That's my instinct with how this whole thing is played out. But anyway, but still, obviously everybody knows if you say the sitting president is on the list, you're going to get a lot of attention.
Was denken ihr, was mit Epstein passiert ist? Glaubt ihr, er hat sich wirklich selber, dass er sich selber umgebracht hat im Knast? Und dass die Videos ausgefallen sind und die Guards, die auf ihn aufpassen sollten, eingeschlafen sind und der Sandmännchen auch früher vorbeikam und ein bisschen Sand gestreut hat. So, welche Theorie glaubt ihr? Oder glaubt ihr, er ist umgebracht worden? Oder glaubt ihr, dass dieser Motherfucker frei irgendwo ist und wir denken alle, dass er tot ist oder irgendwas? Sagt mir mal das in den Kommentaren.
And so the day after that happened, this happened. Oh, by the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, I would appreciate it if you guys would do that. We're going to handshake it. But also, like, if you watched almost 8 minutes of my video and you're still paying attention, that probably means, you know, I've at least captured your attention on this particular video. So if you don't mind subscribing, and then if you ring the bell and you personalize the alerts to let you know every time that I upload, you will get alerts, and then you'll know, because I upload a lot. And apparently, if you don't do the personalized notifications, then it's unlikely they'll send them out. All right. So, and like the video too, dude, if you guys don't mind. Okay. So this is today. breaking news. Jeffrey Epstein lawyer revealed that there is nothing negative about Donald Trump in any Epstein file, and he asked Jeffrey Epstein personally. Okay. So this is David Schoen. I was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense as his criminal lawyer 9 days before he died. He sought my advice for months before that. I could say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitively that he had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him. So, yeah, and then you grok it. It's like, Jeffrey stated Epstein had no damaging information based on direct conversations. There you go. So it's fact-checked true. Fact-checked true. Now, I have nothing to add to that other than just to say that this does not surprise me at all. Okay? This doesn't surprise me at all. And you want to know why, dude? It's because you could say whatever you want about Trump, like Trump's behavior, with women and chasing tail or whatever. But that's a dude who can recognize a trap when he sees it. Like he's a person who can recognize I'm not saying that people like him could never get caught in a jackpot, but he's much more likely to smell a rat coming than most people. Because the thing is, to me, a lot of these people who are getting, we have credible enough suspicion that they got kind of compromised. Well, that's actually not true. I was going to say that. Never mind. Just forget I even said that, actually, because what I was going to say is not valid. But yeah, I mean, we had always heard that they had some big falling out, and it is what it is. But let's move over to the Epstein list.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is the Epstein list, full list of names revealed in unsealed court documents. Okay, now right out of the gate, David Copperfield. I had never heard that guy was on the list. However, that makes perfect sense given the fact that I had heard that he got charged. David Copperfield actually caught a case. Oh my God. Wait a minute, dude. Hold on. Watch this, dude. I just put this together right now. David Copperfield, sexual assault allegation, Island.
Das war der ganz frühere Freund von Heidi Klum.
This, dude. This is a long time, dude. Long time ago. Okay, so magician David Copperfield has faced sexual assault allegations, including one case involving his private island. In 2007, Lacey Carroll accused Copperfield of assaulting her on his island in the Bahamas. Musha K in the Bahamas. Okay, so, I mean, I guess that sounds like that is actually his island, but assaulted her while he was on the island, also claiming he threatened her and held her against her will. She filed, I mean, listen, dude, an investigation was initiated but dropped in 2009 without charges, partly due to the challenges of prosecuting overseas crimes. And Copperfield said it was an extortion. Okay, well, let me show you something here, guys. Because if you fancy yourself good at reading the eyes, okay, does this guy strike you as a person who, is going to be very understanding if he brought someone to his island and then she was like, you know what, dude, this sounded like a good idea, but you are creeping me out. I got to be honest, man, you're freaking me out. I don't think I want to have sex with you, because the other side of that conversation is obviously dude, you went to a private island with him, sweetheart. Did you think that came without the expectation that you were going to have sex with him? You know what I mean? Hello, you're going to he's flying you on a jet to a private island, you and him. Okay? Not to be crass, because obviously if a woman changes her mind, she is allowed to do that. But it's very similar to being like, oh yeah, hey, let's go to the island and we'll split the cost. And then you get there, you're I'm not going to give you the money. It's that common, it's that common sense of an agreement that you have made if you're a girl traveling to a private island with a celebrity Okay, like you're gonna bang, dude. Like that's what you're going there to do. Like don't get that twisted at all. Again, girl can change her mind, and he is a very creepy looking dude. But don't go to private islands with dudes that you have not already, that you don't know for sure that you are going to have sex with, is all I'm saying, you know. Okay, so Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton were among more than 100 people named in legal documents linked to Jeffrey Epstein published. The disclosure of the court files included the names of victims, friends, and associates of the offender and Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, so, and these were brought to light due to a lawsuit against Maxwell in 2015, and so they finally released them. Man, this is crazy, dude. So Prince Andrew appears prominently in the documents mentioning a previously reported accusation that he grew up. Okay, so let me just get to the list. Okay, here's who's on the list. Here's who's actually on the list.
Let's go.
Okay, you got Ghislaine Maxwell. We all know who she is. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, and second son of Queen Elizabeth II. Bill Clinton, shocker. It says Donald Trump. Oh, wow. Look at that. Doesn't mean, huh. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't looked at this before. It says Donald Trump, okay? Hillary Clinton, former first lady to Bill Clinton. But this, again, this doesn't mean necessarily that these guys were, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to make of this thing, to be honest. It's like, it's part of a lawsuit, but they didn't get, the names. These were people named in this lawsuit for being, okay, here we go. Being named in these documents does not indicate wrongdoing related to Epstein or anyone else. List includes many of Epstein's accusers and alleged victims, as well as people with tangential connections to Epstein who were pulled into the lawsuit against Maxwell. But that's the thing, is like, it doesn't mean they did anything wrong, but like they were pulled into the lawsuit. Why? And like I said, unless someone shows me specific evidence, I don't.
Ghislaine, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, David Copperfield, John Kennedy, Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Gore, Richard Branson, Stephen Hawking, Ehud Barak, Michael J. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
You just had the lawyer come out and say,
"Oh, das hasse ich voll. Why you gotta pull my man into this shit, yo? You glaubt doch nicht in fucking answers. Man, come on, man."
Nothing on him, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so Hillary Clinton, David Copperfield, yeah, that guy is a creep. John Connolly, New York police detective turned investigative journalist who investigated him, Alan Dershowitz. He was directly accused of taking it from some girls when they were teenagers. And Epstein was like, go sleep with Alan Dershowitz. And, they said that he did. Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Gore, Richard Branson, Stephen Hawking. I think it's fair to say that Stephen Hawking was not sexually assaulting anyone. He's out.
Entdecke das mildeste Veltins aller Zeiten. Veltins helles
Ich muss
Lager.
ehrlich sagen,
Ein neuer Biergeschmack.
voll viele von den Leuten kenne ich überhaupt gar nicht. Mal gucken, wie es hier weitergeht.
Off your clothes. She's like, what did you say? He's like, take off your clothes. Take off your clothes. Turn around.
Cameron Diaz.
Spread your butt cheeks. I'm just kidding. George Lucas. Jean-Luc Brunel, the French model agency. Now, this guy is a co-conspirator. Kate Blanchett. She's all, what, you didn't know I had a penchant for young girls and young boys? Come here, little boy. Naomi Campbell. Cokehead, I've heard. Heidi Klum. Huge cokehead, I've heard. Sharon Churcher, British journalist. Bruce Willis. Pussy hound. Bianca Jagger, activist wife of Mick Jagger. Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico. Oof. He had that huge compound in New Mexico. Cameron Diaz, Glenn Dubin, hedge fund manager. Man, those hedge funders that are friends with Epstein, not looking good when you get into those guys' emails. Ava Anderson Dubin, former Miss Sweden and wife of Glenn Dubin. who once dated Epstein, when she was 12. Noam Chomsky. Huh. Tom Pritzker, American tycoon philanthropist. Chris Tucker. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of New York, former wife of Prince Andrew. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., American politician and conspiracy theorist. Wow, dude. James Michael Ostrich, husband. Okay, and then Juan and Maria Alessi, husband and wife, working at Epstein in Florida. Janusz Benesiak served as Epstein's Palm Beach house manager. Bella Klein. I wonder how, what are these names doing in this lawsuit? You know what I mean? Because what are they doing in this? Why are they named in this lawsuit? Right? Because it's not like they named everyone that he knows. Oh my God, look at this, dude. Okay. Epstein's Palm Beach house manager. Epstein's accountant. Epstein's former secretary, who was also named as a co-conspirator. Victoria Bean, I don't know who these people are. Ron Eppinger, sex trafficker. That sounds like he was probably involved. And a farmer accused Epstein of assault. I believe her. Also, these are those artist chicks. I know who they are. Maria also accused Epstein of assault. Another accuser of him. Louis Freach, former director of the FBI. Yikes. Frederick Fekkai, celebrity hairstylist. Epstein's butler. Longtime Clinton aide, who says he urged Mr. Clinton to cut ties with Epstein. He's all, man. Oh, you wouldn't be saying that if you knew how good that pussy was, my man. Virginia Giuffre, formerly known as Virginia Roberts. We all know who she is. She just died. Lynn Miller, mother of Virginia Giuffre. Sister, dated Virginia. Anthony Figueroa. Maxwell's press agent. I don't know who any of these people are. You guys, Giuffre, that's probably you can guess there. But okay, so Epstein's former assistant.
Guck mal, merkt ihr eins? Wie sie die Politiker und die wichtigen Leute schon wieder raushalten.
Epstein's former assistant. Another one named as a co-conspirator. Alleged friend of Epstein's named as an unindicted co-conspirator in 2008. Palm Beach police officer who investigated reports of abuse against children by Epstein.
Ich habe einmal vor 3-4 Jahren oder so, glaube ich, 2-3 Jahren oder so, eine Liste. Hat auch schon mal eine umkursiert, so. Oder mehrere Listen. Aber ich habe eine bekommen, an die bin ich auch sehr schwer rangekommen. Und auch aus einer echt vertrauenswürdige Quelle, würde ich sagen. Ne? Und da waren ungelogen 300-400 Namen drauf. Und auf der Liste, obwohl ich überhaupt nichts mit Hollywood so zu tun habe und diese ganzen Menschen nicht so feiern und so, aber fast jeden dritten Namen, den ich da gelesen habe, habe ich schon mal irgendwo gehört. Oder Fernsehstars, irgendwelche, ne? Richtig viele. Und dazwischen waren dann immer so politische Menschen und hohe Anwaltleute und Leute, die im Parlament sitzen und so und so und so. Aber weil man mit diesen Menschen nichts zu tun hat und die nicht kennt, waren das die Namen, wo man gesagt hat, so, ne? Ja, wer sind die Leute jetzt? Da musste man sich das erklären lassen. Aber die ganze Zeit hat man auf die Listen nur Stars und die krassesten von den krassesten Namen da drauf gehört. Bei der Liste jetzt sich eine Handvoll vielleicht. Und sonst ganz viele Leute. I don't know, bro. Sieht für mich, also, ich weiß nicht, was ihr sagt, Bruder. Meine Indigos, aber ey, irgendwas stimmt hier nicht,
Alter. This dude responsible for investigation of the abuse against children. Husband and wife who work.
Ich glaube, die haben geschafft mit der Zeit, sich alle von der, weißt du, so ganz viele, die wirklich da mit drin waren und auf der Liste, die ich zum Beispiel auch gesehen habe. Und irgendwie, deswegen haben die jetzt auch so lange Zeit gebraucht und so, haben die es geschafft, sich von der Liste so runternehmen zu lassen. Und das sind jetzt wahrscheinlich die, wofür, weißt du, die jetzt schmoren können, so, die geopfert werden. Ein Haufen, keine Ahnung, wer diese Menschen sind.
Epstein's alleged friend, Glenn Dubin. Sounds like he's dirty, dude. I mean, I don't know, but Haley Robson named as a teen recruiter for Epstein. Yeah, I mean, if you guys know that story well, like those teen recruiters, they were the ones who like got pulled in initially to do the massage thing, and then they went out and recruited a bunch of other girls. Claims she was abused by this one, abused, investigative journalist.
Oh, die ganzen Stars haben sich alle rausgenommen.
The rest of these are mostly people who treated the Virginia. So this has to be the Virginia Giuffre lawsuit that led to this, because at the end you have like physicians, psychiatrists, physicians, all for Giuffre. So anyway, that's what we got for this video. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Bye-bye.
Ja, schade. Ich hätte auch gewünscht, dass ich jetzt mehr erfahre und dass ihr auch mehr erfahrt, dass ich euch mehr hier präsentieren kann. Aber man sieht wieder, wie die spielen mit uns. Aber ja, sieht auf jeden Fall nach einem Cover-Up aus. Also die geben uns jetzt irgendwelche Leute und die Leute, die wirklich auf der Liste sind und die, wo man, Digga, halb Hollywood, okay? Auch von der Sportswelt, von der Medienwelt, ganz krasse Entrepreneurs, CEOs von irgendwelchen Firmen, hohe politische Menschen und so, ne? Alle weg. Alle auf einmal nicht mehr drauf. Das ist Bullshit. Also du willst mir sagen, dass wir jetzt für 2-3 Jahre für die Liste jetzt hier, das ist die offizielle. Guck mal, das ist so hart, wie dumm die denken, dass Menschen so sind, ne? Aber gut, wir haben das jetzt hier mal kurz gecheckt, damit wir für uns unter uns einig sind. Kannst du doch vergessen, ja, Alter. Die denken auch alle. Aber das Ding ist auch, weißt du, den Menschen, die sowas erzählen und so, das sind Lemminge. Die glauben ja alles, was deren Götter ihnen sagen. So, von daher, ist all good. Fuck it. Ich mache mir jetzt Jazz an und gehe schlafen, Alter. Voll müde. Ich wollte mir das vorhin gerade angucken, aber dachte, nee, ich gucke das mit euch zusammen, weißt du?